You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Beerus, the god of destruction. Make sure you subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and push the like button for me, or else I'll Hakai you from existence. Oh, and do make sure to watch the entire video all the way through. And to follow UnrealEntGaming on both Instagram and Twitter. Whis, enough. On to the video.
With a multiversal conflict brewing involving both the Grand Priest and the Mother of the Angels in now having to divide not only the gods of destruction, but also now separating angels, as the Grand Priest went on to put out a stark warning to the multiverse in reminding everyone that a battle is coming, with everyone now having a small window of opportunity in doing what they can to get stronger. The million-dollar question now going forward is who exactly is going to step up from the existing 12 universes in defending the current existing multiverse by standing with the Grand Priest, and more importantly, is what exactly is going to be the fate of Son Goku now that he is being chained up and held captive within an unknown location by the returning deities. Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As Dragon Ball Kakumei manga chapter number 3 opens up with our heroes now having to acknowledge that they have 2 years to prepare for the coming war, with tension now seemingly at an all-time high, Bulma went on to comment, 2 years. We'll have to prepare and everyone has to set a goal and a role for themselves, as Vegeta went on to respond, by the way, we need to find this Broly. He has a huge potential, Vegeta adds. He could be very useful. Could you go and get him and his 2 friends, all green and all orange? As Bulma responds, they've got names, Vegeta. For my part, Vegeta adds, I'll send Gohan, Goten, and Trunks to see Whis. As it looks as though Vegeta does in fact have a plan by sending off Gohan, Goten, and Trunks to Whis, all the while we get to see how Piccolo is meditating and performing mental training all by himself, in doing what he can in preparing himself to become even stronger than how he was before, all the while Bulma had now arrived on planet Vampa, and as she did, she seems to have been joined by Jocko, as Bulma went on to comment, hey, my favorite aliens. Oh, I didn't think you were that tall, Bulma adds, as she comes face to face with Broly. That's when Chile went on to respond, so, what do you want from us? With Bulma responding, well, you saw the black ball in the sky, right? Ah, Lemo adds, so you also had this strange dream? With Bulma asking, a dream? But it wasn't one, it was the Grand Priest. Huh? Yes it is, Lemo adds. We all had the same collective dream, with Bulma responding, strange? Because Sheila, Broly, and Lemo seem to be under the impression that this was all a dream. Meanwhile, Bulma is trying to convince them that no, this is not a dream. This is actually a stark warning by the Grand Priest that we only have 2 years to prepare, as when going back to Piccolo, once again we see how he's meditating and he's trying to focus until someone ends up stepping forth within Piccolo's vicinity, with Piccolo having to ask, may I help you? As all the while back with Bulma and Jocko, Bulma is shown screaming at Jocko as she went on to tell him, what do you mean I'm too busy? Hurry up and come here, you're selfish, with Jocko then having to respond, okay, what? It's fine, Jocko adds, she just wants me to go and find someone. I can do that for a friend, right? As Jocko really didn't want to do any favors for anybody, as back with Bulma, Bulma went on to shout that Jocko, I swear, he's such a slacker. Even when a war is about to break out, he finds a way to to postpone what he had asked to do. Seriously, he can't do that for a friend, which interestingly enough, as Bulma is having a fit, Vegeta is shown holding his daughter while poking fun at Bulma by responding, "When she's angry, even the greatest of warriors can't stop her." That Jocko Bulma adds, "He pisses me off. When he gets here, I'll tear his eyes out, that damn latex-coated alien. Galactic Patrol my ass." Which Vegeta doesn't seem to be paying Bulma any mind because his daughter seems to be fussy and his daughter now begins to cry, as over out in the distance we get to see how Vegeta had come across both Videl and Gohan, as Gohan went on to shout, "Hey, Vegeta!" It looks like there's a lot going on inside, as Videl went on to step forward by telling Vegeta, "Don't worry, Vegeta, I'll take care of her." Thanks, Vegeta adds. Gohan, what do you plan to do during these 2 years? Train? Study? Both, Gohan says. Oh? Well, I have a proposal. How about training with Whis? Kakarot is doing his last training with him. Knowing them, they'd be delighted to have you take over. Your little brother and Trunks have already told me that they're in, as Gohan responds, "I'm sorry, but I already have an idea of what I plan on doing during these last 2 years. By the way, for Goten and Trunks, Dad had told me about a kind of hyperbolic time chamber, with Vegeta responding, "Good idea. I'll see it both with them. On your side, could you go and see Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien? Do you have any idea of what they could do?" And with Gohan taking off his glasses, he then responds, "Yeah, I found it." Because now, courtesy of Vegeta, this is now Gohan's mission, and with Gohan now seeking out Krillin by arriving at his house, he finally ends up coming across Krillin, as Gohan went on to shout, "Hey Krillin, 18! Hey Gohan, how are you?" "Fine," Gohan says. "Tell me, do you know where Yamcha and Tien are?" "Lucky you, they're inside," Krillin says. "Perfect. Listen, I know what kind of training you'll be doing during these last 2 years. Wait, calm down," Krillin says. As they are both then interrupted by Gohan's phone having to go off, we only then observe how Vegeta is trying to reach Gohan, as Vegeta went on to tell him, "I'm with Whis. He just told me that Kakarot was in Universe 0 when the Grand Priest froze it," and with everyone in utter shock, nobody can seem to believe as to what had happened, because now it looks like Goku is in fact going to be frozen for 2 years courtesy of the Grand Priest, and with everyone shown having to stare out with a cold blank look in their eye, Vegeta went on to ask, "Gohan, do you copy? Gohan!" Because now without Goku having to be here for another 2 years, the situation itself is not looking good. As we only then make our way back to Piccolo, we then see who in fact had stepped up to Piccolo, and it was none other than Sonel and Purina from Universe 6, as the Kaioshin of Universe 6 went on to bring them there, as the Namekians went on to respond, "Don't pretend, Namek. We believe in joining forces over the next 2 years. Do you really think I can help you?" Piccolo asks. "We think that each of us has something to contribute," one of the Universe 6 Namekian adds. "In that case," Piccolo responds. "Alright, but before that, I have to go and do something," Piccolo adds. As meanwhile back on planet Vampa, it looks as though Bulma had brought in a much bigger ship to carry everybody, as Shile went on to comment, "Hey Bulma!" "Oh, I think I understand," Bulma says. "You were certainly sleeping when the Grand Priest made his announcement. He must have found no other way to warn the billions of sleeping beings." "Wait, so is this real?" Shile asks. "Yes," Bulma adds. "Wait, so does this mean that there is going to be an imminent war, like right now?" "Yes," Bulma says, as only then, just like Gohan, someone seems to be trying and reaching out to Bulma, and this individual is none other than Whis, as Whis went on to comment, "Hello Bulma, I have bad news," as it was only then, during that moment, Bulma had found out about Goku. Which all in all, the situation doesn't appear to be good, as we then go back to our heroes, with Gohan having to acknowledge Tien, Master Roshi, Yamcha, 18, and Krillin by telling them, "Listen guys, even without Dad, we sure as hell have a role to play. I already know which training will suit you," as Krillin interrupts, "Gohan, I understand, but I couldn't do anything during the Tournament of Power, even though I didn't face the most dangerous warriors. So what do you want me to do in a war involving the most powerful deities? I'd like to give you a big Goku-like speech, but I'm not that, man." "I agree with Krillin," Master Roshi says. "I'm willing to fight, but I've been training for almost 350 years. I don't see how I can progress any further. I know this is not a noble way of thinking," Krillin adds, "but I belong here with my wife and Marin." But that's when Gohan went on to get serious by telling everyone, "For years, Son Goku has been protecting us and giving his life to the weak without hesitation. If you want to stay with your people, do it. But my father and billions of millions of people are waiting for us and need our help. As there's an awkward silence in the room, that's when Yamcha went on to add, "Since I don't have a family to protect, then I'll be part of it." Likewise, Tien says, "Come, Krillin." With 18 standing up and directing Krillin to a room, that's when she went on to continue, "Listen, Krillin, I know that you want our good above all else, but this is not just about our lives." "I know," Krillin says. "Whatever choice you make," 18 interrupts, "I will support you in any case. If you choose to fight, I will fight. If you choose to stay, I will stay." As this was a big moment for Krillin, as we only then made our way back to Trunks, Goten, and Vegeta, we then get to see how Trunks was holding his baby sister by commenting, "Brah, I know that 2 years is as long as your whole life, but I promise you that I will come back as soon as possible. Become a big girl too. I'm sure you'll be strong, little princess." "Come on, Trunks, that's enough," Vegeta says. "Go on. Get on board the cube," Vegeta says. And with Vegeta then shown having to hold on to his daughter with Goten and Trunks having to leave, that's when Vegeta went on to face his daughter by telling her, "Don't worry, princess. Daddy will be back." And as a car is then shown pulling in, which just so happens to be none other than Bulma's dad, that's when Vegeta went on to tell him, "Thanks for taking care of her." "Come on, it's only natural," Bulma's dad says. "She is my little sweet granddaughter." And it's not like I have anything more exciting to do, as Vegeta is shown having to tap Trunks on the head in acknowledging and seeing the fact that his son cares so much about his little baby sister. As soon as Vegeta is shown stepping through the cube, it was only then where Vegeta went on to comment, "Gohan and the others should not take long," which of course they did not, because arriving at Whis' cube was none other than Krillin, Gohan, Yamcha, and Tien, which the only other individuals that did not participate in this training session was Master Roshi and Android 18, as Krillin went on to comment, "Here we go, guys. Let's get into that cube. We'll give it everything," Krillin says, which as they then bid their farewell, we understand that they won't be seen for the next 2 years, as of course they are going to be training for this upcoming battle involving said deities, which it didn't take everyone else long enough to arrive, because as they did, Vegeta is ready, Goten is ready, Trunks is ready, Gohan is ready, Krillin is ready, Tien is ready, and Yamcha are all ready, to where as we see them all stepping forward and going through this cube, this is the moment of life or death, because we know that the Grand Priest meant business when he said that a multiversal war of biblical proportions is just about to take place, so we need everyone we have, otherwise the multiverse will in fact perish. To where as we see everyone step inside, Whis went on to ask, "Is everyone here? So, what's the problem?" As Gohan responds, "Yeah, everyone is here. Let's start with Universe 9, Gohan says. "Universe 9, Vegeta asks. "Do you have any idea in mind?" "Of course," Gohan says. "Yamcha, Tien, and Krillin, you'll go and see the Trio of Dangers," which indicates the fact that Gohan wants Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha to train with the Trio of Dangers of Universe 9, as he then went on to continue, "I haven't contacted them, but I'm sure they'll accept." "The Trio of Dangers? Seriously?" Krillin asks. "Well, yeah, they would have made easy work of Cell or Majin Buu," with Yamcha asking, "You mean the 3 foxes that you told me about?" "Yes," Gohan says. "I'm not impressed at all at your dangerous trio of cannies. I'd handle them all by myself," Yamcha says. "I'd advise you not to get too far ahead of yourself," Yamcha, Tien adds. "We'll see," Gohan responds. "I'll show you," Yamcha says. "They'll be begging me to spare them." "Let's get started," Whis says, and as everyone then takes their leave, Trunks went on to shout, "Bye, Grandpa! Bye, brah!" Because everyone knew they were going to be gone for 2 years, and in that 2-year time period, everyone's gonna spend most of their time training anyway, as meanwhile back on planet Vampa, Bulma had finally convinced Broly, Chile, and Lamo to board her ship, as on the ship we get to see how Jocko went on to comment, "For the first time in the history of the Galactic Patrol, we'll have to move from one universe to another." "Everyone hang on," Bulma shouts. "Move from one universe to another?" Chile asks. "Yes. Planet Sadala is situated in Universe 6, but then, with the ship having to then increase the velocity so much so that everyone with the exception of Broly was taken back, that's when Jocko went on to shout, "Let's go!" Because Jocko, of course, was looking to get to Universe 6 as quickly as possible, as Bulma went on to shout, "I'll kill you, Jocko!" Which in hindsight, everyone is splitting up. Bulma is taking Broly to Planet Sadala in Universe 6, Gohan is taking Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin to Universe 9, as Whis went on to comment, "Here we are, Universe 9. We've arrived at the first destination," as Krillin went on to comment, "You make an excellent taxi, Sir Whis." "An excellent what?" he asks. "How strange," Gohan comments. "This planet seems to be made of cotton and streams." "Well," Whis adds, "Planet Calamont is indeed known to have a thick layer of clouds surrounding it." "It's really known for that?" Krillin asks. How thick is it? The cloud is about 3,000 kilometers thick, or half of the radius of the planet at its center, with Krillin commenting, that much? And we'll have to go through that? It seems like that thing won't have a problem, Gohan comments, because of course Whis' cube can do anything, and we get to see how as our heroes finally arrive on this planet and having to observe various individuals down below, that's when Krillin comments, so, it's time to go. Gohan, Yamcha, Tien, come on now. No, Gohan says. I get off at the next stop, with Yamcha responding, you've decided to go after all. Yep. I think you'll be better for me, Gohan responds. Good luck then, Tien says. Whis, did you hear? Yes, Gohan, because all the while dropping off Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha in Universe 9, Gohan seems to have other plans, as of course he himself is looking to go elsewhere, as all the while we get to see how Tien and Yamcha and Krillin are making their way down onto the planet, as all the while when going back to Universe 6's planet Sadala, Trunks and Goten seem to be staring off, as Trunks went on to ask, why did Gohan just get off here? No idea, Goten says. And as we observe how our heroes finally land on planet Sadala, one of the random Saiyans went on to ask, just what kind of technology is this? With Vegeta so casually poking his head out, another Saiyan went on to respond, huh? Wait a minute, you're a Saiyan, but that's when Vegeta went on to slap him by responding, a Saiyan? I am your prince, you moron. If you're looking for a fight, one of the Saiyans says, then you're in for a treat, you jerk. A one-armed man, Vegeta says, a one-eyed man and an army of wimps that wouldn't be worth a power level of 1,000. Am I really going to stop for this? As when then making our way back to Universe 7, Goten and Trunks then finally notice Beerus' planet, as Trunks went on to comment, hey, Goten, look, it's Beerus' planet. It's smaller than I expected, Goten responds. Who cares, Trunks adds. It's so cool to have your own planet, as all the while Beerus was shown relaxing until Beerus went on to see that there were visitors on his planet, as Beerus comments, whoa. What the hell is this, Whis? Oh, come now, Lord Beerus. Please be indulgent. No, Beerus says. I don't give a damn. This is not a club med for Saiyans. Go home. I don't want kids around, as Goten went on to step up by responding, Club Med? What are you serious? My dad may be dead by now. In another tone, mortal Beerus says, your father is the least of our worries in this war of this magnitude. Anyway, hothead as he is, Goku would have died one moment or another, Beerus responds. As this really infuriated Goten just to hear the God of Destruction put his father down the way he did, and Goten was not having it, because as soon as Goten went on to charge on in transforming into a Super Saiyan, Beerus appeared to be very annoyed, as out of nowhere Trunks went on to stop Goten by telling him, you're crazy, Goten! Move over, Trunks, Goten says. No, stop! Please, Trunks, because Trunks is trying to stop Goten. Goten is using this emotion that Beerus had just insulted his father with as fuel to not only try and get back at Beerus for what he had thought was disrespectful, but at the same time, Trunks already knows the business and already knows what would happen if this altercation were to actually occur, to where it was only then where Beerus took initiative in then having to grab Goten by the face and telling him, stop bawling! And with one casual throw, Beerus proceeded to throw Goten so hard onto one of the moons that as soon as Goten's body went smacking right inside of it, Goten then went on to respond, it's not over, Beerus. But then, before Goten could even utter another word, Beerus went on to clinch onto Goten's face by telling him, Whis, am I adamant that there will be no more guests on my planet? Because Beerus stopped, he was going to destroy Goten, but again, he stopped, as he then continues, go practice elsewhere. Alright, Whis says, as meanwhile back in Universe 9, Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien seem to be looking for the trio the Danger, as Tien went on to ask, excuse me, no one is answering us, but we need help. It seems that they don't speak our language, it's strange. Bergamo, Lavenda, and Basil, understand us? Well, as only then within the crowd, the trio the Danger was in fact there, as Basil went on to overhear this by responding, Bergamo, Lavenda, look. Isn't that the Universe 7 warriors over there? Do you think they made that hole in the sky that the kids told us about? Because business is in fact now picking up, as all the while back on planet Sadala, Vegeta had made easy work of each and every single one of the Saiyans until, out of nowhere, a voice went on to cry out, hey, who piled up my butt? Vegeta! What the hell is he doing here? As of course, Vegeta was then greeted by none other than Caulifla, as meanwhile back with Bulma, Bulma is trying to do what she can in maintaining herself as they arrived in Universe 6, as Jocko comments, "We are here in Universe 6. Not too shaken up? Hardly, you idiots," Bulma says. In that case, this ship is successful. Well, on our way to planet Sadala. So meanwhile, while Vegeta is there, Broly and Bulma are now making their way onto planet Sadala, as well as all a while back within Universe 11, there seemed to have been some kind of a ritual going on, as Angel Margarita went on to respond, "Lord Belmont will not lose his destructive powers. However, he has been a god of destruction now for 3 billion years, and the powers of immortality attributed to destructive deities last only as long as their reign." Yes, Belmont says. Will I die? Who knows? Anyway, I've lived a very long time, even for my species, he says. I haven't told you enough, but all 3 of you are great warriors whom I respect, Belmont says. As of course he is face to face with Dispo, God of Destruction Toppo, and Jiren, as Toppo went on to respond, I am ready. As indeed he was, because now Toppo was in fact ready to accept the power of a god of destruction fully. With the ritual having to commence in passing this power on, we only then notice how Margarita had tapped her staff, and then having to see how all of the powers and immortality of Belmont had then been transferred within Toppo in passing everything along, and even admitting the fact that even with this power having to be transferred, this in fact was the end of Belmont. As Margarita, Jiren, and Dispo looked on, the ritual was complete. As Dispo went on to respond, I'm in. And with Dispo then shown running, he was running for a specific reason in having to commence in completing the ritual, as all the while when going back to Toppo and Belmont, the only thing shown that was remaining from Belmont was his corpse, because this was the end of the former god of destruction in now passing on his powers to a new one, which Toppo looks incredibly intense. There's lightning flowing all throughout his body, his pupils are absolutely gone, with Margarita asking, how do you feel? Good, Toppo says, but then he noticed whatever was remaining of Belmont as Toppo shouts, Lord Belmont! Lord Belmont, because this was essentially it of the former god of destruction, until Toppo felt a different presence outside of Dispo and Jiren. As Toppo quickly went on to look up, he only then spotted Gohan, as Gohan went on to comment, I'm not sure I understand everything, but time is running out. I think you have a lot to offer me, Gohan says. And with Jiren, Toppo, Dispo, and Gohan having to remain eerily quiet, it was only then during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Kakumei Manga Chapter number 3 special then comes to a close. Now, what I really enjoyed about this manga chapter was, to me, this felt so much like Dragon Ball Z, specifically during the time of Future Trunks having to be introduced in the series and then going on to warn everyone about the androids. It felt as though you kind of already knew what was coming per se, because we know that these guys are not only going to be battling against gods of destruction, but also other angels from other previously existing universes, right? So with that in mind, one needs to put into perspective, what is Krillin going to do? What is Tien going to do? What is Yamcha going to do, right? Which is why, despite them having to be so weak by comparison to other destroyers and by comparison to angels, they're still going to try and do their best anyway, which is something that I really appreciated, and I loved how this revelation had occurred that Goku was accidentally frozen in this universe courtesy of the Grand Priest, because without their main player, without the top guy being there, without having mastered Ultra Instinct Goku there to help them, now everyone's on their own. Goten is training, Trunks is training, Gohan is training, Vegeta is training, Broly's going to train, Universe 11 is training, Dispo, Belmont, God of Destruction, Toppo, which the only criticism that I have for this manga chapter was the same criticism that I had for the previous chapters, and that was the grammar and the spelling, because it became a little confusing and a bit difficult to read up and kind of follow along as to what was going on, especially if this is being translated from French. Nonetheless, I feel as though the art is solid, the narrative is solid. The only thing that needs improving is, in my opinion, the spelling and the grammar and the translations from French to English. But in the comment section below, what I want to know from you guys are 2 specific things, that being number 1, what was your favorite moment from this manga chapter, that being either seeing Beerus train with Goten, seeing what we saw unfold with Belmont, and lastly, my second question is, as soon as these 2 years are up, what do you think is going to happen as soon as these other deities are going to be freed from the Grand Priest spell? So again, I can't wait to see how this unfolds. We will be seeing you guys back here on the channel next month for manga chapter number 4, to which I also do encourage you guys to go on ahead and follow the creators. Their social media links will be located down in the description box below. The storyteller, the artists, everyone will be located down below, and I do encourage you guys to go on ahead and support them. And also, if you have any suggestions to add on to the story, then you guys can go on ahead and directly message them to kind of let them know as to kind of what kind of direction they should be going in, because with enough voices having to express opinions, they're bound to hear from you guys at some point. So again, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed and are very excited to see what's going to come from chapter number 4, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that like button down below. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, and of course, love Dragon Ball fan mangas and much more to come. So again, I do appreciate you guys for your time. Thank you all so much for being here, and with that being said, I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you exit the video, if you guys are unaware, follow me on my secondary channels, which are also used to discuss and talk about all kinds of different subjects and topics, including gaming and live streams, beginning with Unreal Network, which is a channel dedicated in discussing all kinds of movies, breakdowns, current events, scary stories, theories, and more. So if you are someone who is into the entertainment world, then that's the channel for you. So head on over and subscribe over on Unreal Network, which up next is Unreal Vlogs, where I bring you guys a little closer into my life in taking you behind the scenes with vlogging content, parody videos, reactions, motivational videos, uplifting videos, and more. So if you want to get to know me on more of a personal level, then that's the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button to always be in the loop with Unreal Vlogs. And lastly, my gaming channel, Unreal Royale, where on that channel we dive more into the world of gaming, ranging from all different kinds of video games, from Dragon Ball to Resident Evil to Grand Theft Auto, Halo, Gears of War, Minecraft, all kinds of horror games, shooters, RPGs, and more, including live streams. So if you're a gamer and are into the gaming world, then smash that subscribe button over at Unreal Royale and experience the ride with me. I want to thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so very much for your support, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you in the next video.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, all lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate!
Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarot!